Turning now to the weather and take a look at this. Overnight, you may have gotten some rain and seen lightning. Well, check out this video from our Dallas camera as the lightning fills the sky. Chris says this was a powerful strike. And Chris, you were explaining this is like 1 in 10 strikes or positive or something. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so just like a battery, there's a positive charge and there's negative charged lightning strikes. And the most common one is negative, and that usually is the one that goes cloud to cloud. You'll see those kind of branches across the sky. But whenever you have a single bolt like this, that is a positive lightning strike. And the thing with these is they last 10 times longer than a traditional lightning strike. So I want you to watch. They're 10 times stronger, they last 10 times longer, and they're also usually 10 times louder. So whenever you have that time that all of a sudden you see a flash of light and then immediately the big boom, the ones that almost shake the house, well, that is actually a positive lightning strike. And if we could go back to that video one more time, Chris Campbell, our director, I want to point something out. I want to show you how long that this bolt lasts. So you see the initial bolt, look at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, of course, this is all slowed down, but you're seeing multiple other flashes that are happening within this. So you can see how powerful this is. And the reason why they're stronger is actually because it's coming from the top of the cloud. These are also the ones that sometimes can be called bolts from the blue because they're so high up that they can actually go miles, up to 10 to 20 plus away from the storm. Now, typically they're straight down in this fashion, but whenever you see that one single bolt, you know that's one of the big ones. And a coincidence, 9 out of every 10 people actually live from a lightning strike. Well, not usually from those. So 10% are positive and 10% of people actually die whenever struck by lightning. Of course, the ones that do survive, there's always a long-lasting effect. But we're not going to be a statistic today, right? Because we're actually going to try to avoid that lightning. Here is a look at one of our new products. This is called Lightning Intensity Tracker. So by the time you get to about 4 o'clock, that's where we're starting to see a moderate range for that lightning intensity. I think we're seeing more numerous storms at this point. So notice that 4 to about 6, that's where we're seeing a pretty active zone. So that's the ones where we're really seeing a lot of flashes, multiple lightning bolts overlaid on some of the storms that we're tracking on our radar. And then once you get to about 7 to 8 o'clock, I think that we're starting to dial things back a little bit, but we still have a chance for some lightning through the overnight. But if I were to say the most active lightning zone, it's pretty much from about 4 to 8 o'clock across the area in general. And then also heading into tomorrow, anytime you have a thunderstorm, you're going to have a possibility for this, a low to a moderate threat also for tomorrow as we have more storms that move through the area. So today's impacts, the number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is going to be lightning, and number 2 is going to be a chance for flash flooding, and number 3 is going to be a chance for damaging winds, because we have a low end or a marginal risk for a chance for some wind damage, but then we also now have a medium threat for some flash flooding. We've had a decent amount of rain over the last few days that have actually allowed for a nice priming of the soil. So some areas have received more rain than others. If you get training rain, that's one storm after another, that's where we could have 1 to 2 plus inches of rain and a chance for flash flood warning. So just keep that in mind today, weather alert a little bit later on. Once this front clears, that's going to allow for a passing of some storms tomorrow afternoon, but then right back after that we have 92 to 95 heading into Monday, so pretty much 91 to 95 Thursday through next Thursday. As for our lows, this is what you can expect pretty much for the entirety of the month, ranging from 71 to about 73, so the lower 70s, and a nice dip in our precipitation chances. We usually are looking at a 20 to a 30% chance for rain each and every day, but we're heading into a nice dry pattern with a high pressure system, which also should prevent us from receiving any tropical weather that's lurking down to the south.